Am I live? You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered on the GTX 1650, 3060 and 4060. How are you guys doing? Welcome. So, well, personally, I've been pretty excited about getting this game on PC. I finished it on PS4, on PS5, the remastered version, quote-unquote remaster. We're going to discuss all that in a moment. But we're unpacking the game right now because we could preload it a few hours ago. They gave us that option, 100 gigabyte download. Hey guys, hey, Electric Pichu, Azad Productions, Miller 4K, SMV Walker, hola, ¿cómo andan? Hi, Christian, Kavish Gore, don't forget the deck. Ha! I'm 5 steps ahead of you. There I am. So yeah, after this live stream, I'm unpacking it now as well on Steam Deck. We'll have a Steam Deck live stream doing first impressions. Yeah, I've been fine. What about you guys? A lot of work. I'm now a VR quote-unquote developer. I'm learning the ropes on Unity. And it's been, my brain has been exploding for the past 3-4 days. But so far so good. Long time no see. Okay, so the game is unpacking. The game is already downloaded. It's a 100 gigabyte download. I'll be doing South of Midnight, but not today. I'm focusing on The Last of Us 2 for today, but that other game, as soon as it releases from the premium period, we're going to be playing it. So it's unpacking, but I wanted to, while we wait for this, to show you what is being promised and the requirements, as we usually do. So according to Sony, performance enhancing technologies including DLSS 3, FSR 3.1, so for upscaling, XeSS, and there's also Frame Gen. So for some people that's good to have. Widescreen and ultra-wide support. HDR, PC displays and graphics menu. And there's a PlayStation overlay, which hopefully we can turn it off. It's kind of something that I don't care about. And you also get, if you link your PlayStation account, you get an intergalactic heretic prophet jacket. I mean, who cares, right? The game is not even out yet. So here's the system requirements. So graphics preset for low settings, 720p at 30 FPS. The card we have right now, the 1650, 16 gigs of RAM, which is fine. And a 150 gig SSD because the game is 100 gigabytes basically. Then for the for the CPU, basically 4 cores, 8 threads, right? Yeah, this is 4 cores, 4 threads. My bad. Then for recommended 1080p 60. So for 60, I'm expecting that you need a 6-core 12-thread CPU, a 3060, which we also have, the 12 gigabyte version in this case. This is for 1080p 60 at medium settings. They don't specify if this is with or without upscaling. And 16 gigabytes of RAM. For high preset at 1440p 60 and 8700 or 3700X, so 8 cores, 16 threads. This might be a little bit overkill. I mean, if it's 60 frames. GPU 3070, which is pretty close to the 4060 in this case. The 4060 is the closest that I have. And then for very high, including 4K 60 and 11700, a 4080 or a 7900 XT. So I think the requirements are pretty similar to the original game. By the original, I mean part 1. But there's a few things I want to put to your attention as well. So again, we should expect at least the low preset on this one at 720p 30. We're going to try 1080p first, as usual. And maybe with upscaling, we can put a 720p pixel count. So apart from that, there is other things that are worth mentioning. So, okay. So who developed this? Well, the previous game, part 1, was developed by Iron Galaxy, which made a terrible job. And they also made the Batman Arkham Knight's infamous PC port. But then when Sony bought Nixxes started working on this one. So Iron Galaxy ported The Last of Us Part 1 Uncharted 4 and the Uncharted 4 DLC. But now NixES is in the mix, so that's good to have. Apparently Naughty Dog also jumped in to help, so that's wonderful. And well, what's the thing with this one? The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered and Part 2 itself, where this one, Part 2, was built for PS4 from the beginning to the end. But The Last of Us Part 1 was actually the main game, the first one, remade using the Part 2 engine. I know this is confusing. And it was a PS5 game only. It wasn't on PS4, the Part 1 version with The Last of Us 2's assets. So technically, this game should run the same or better. The same? Or, yeah, I mean, it should be very close to Part 1. It could even run better than Part 1, actually. Who knows at this point? We're going to try it ourselves. But this game was made before The Last of Us Part 1. And it was a PS4 game from the core. I'm guessing that if you're on the highest settings, you're closer to the PS5 Pro version, and on the lower settings, maybe PS4. So that's my guess. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to run either very similar to Part 1 or run better because NixES is into this. But my main issue with this game, well, with the previous game, was that compiling shaders for The Last of Us and for Part 1, for Uncharted 4, and the expansion took forever, even on a 20-thread CPU. So my main concern here is how long it will take to compile the shaders for each card. So yeah, that's my fear. I don't want shader compilation to take 1 hour, otherwise this live stream will be very boring. But my previous live stream on The Last of Us Part 1, I was actually compiling shaders with you guys. I was like an hour waiting for the game to start. Will you try it on Steam Deck? Yes, sir. I'm packing it on Steam Deck right now. So as soon as this live stream ends, I'll take a small break to pick up an apple, and I'll be back. But testing on Steam Deck, obviously. Oh, it unpacked. Okay, that was fast. So browse local files, let's see what we got. So The Last of Us Part 2, properties, 115 gigabytes as soon as you install it. So 100 gigabyte download and a 115 gigabyte install. So you need a lot of space, keep that in mind. Let's hit OK. We open all our FPS counters. My main excitement for this game is actually using mouse and keyboard because I cannot shoot anything with a controller. So fingers crossed. Well, it's on the minimum requirements, the 1650, so we should be able to play it. Should is the word. We're going to start with 1080p low, definitely. And I want to get to a part when we actually do something. For example, as soon as we get into start doing combat and stuff. Let's see. Hey, saludos, Val. Yeah, 6050 says 720p 30. Okay, first good part about this, we have the classic NixES menu outside of the game. So we can tweak it before getting in. So by default, it's doing dynamic resolution 30, 1080p, FSR 3.1. And on the graphics, the very low preset, actually. And there's a lot of options, as usual. Yeah, quite a few options, actually. I'm pretty surprised. So let's do this. Let's put it at FSR 3.1 with the dynamic resolution 30. Then we do whatever we need to. No VSync because we have G-Sync. The pillar boxes, I don't care. Aspect ratio, it's automatic. That's okay. We have exclusive full screen. Thank you. That's awesome to have. What else? And on the preset, we're going to put it on low with anisotropic filtering to at least 8 times. Let me see what the very high looks like. Okay. Interesting. Camera shake. Ha, funny. So let's put it on low and increase the anisotropic filtering. Real-time clouds, shadow reflections. Jesus. Motion blur, no. Particle density, that's okay. Lens flare, that's okay. Camera shake, no. Chromatic aberration, no. Film grain, no. The lens dirt, a little bit, just because I'm feeling a little extra today. And the FOV can go from -10 to 10. Let's put it at 0 at the beginning. And let's start with low and let's see how it looks. But on 1080p instead of 720. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. With, well, dynamic scaling, maybe I can turn it off for now. Let's keep it on quality FSR3. But there's XeSS as well. We're going to try all that, but let's launch the game and see if the shader compilation takes forever. And damn, thank you guys so much. There's 1,000 people watching. Holy hell. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy what I'm doing, consider liking and subscribing and clicking the bell. After this, we're trying it on Steam Deck that is verified. So I appreciate that. FSR3 quality. And okay, we're already in a menu. That's wonderful. Continue, limited data. Let's disable music. Just because you know me. It's not that I do not like music, it's just... Okay, this matches perfectly. PlayStation Network, okay. Skip sign in. Okay, you can skip the sign in to PSN. Awesome. And let's see what the game is doing in the background. Let's see if it compiles shaders. Yeah, they added skip signing. Also, I'm skipping all the cutscenes because you guys know I don't want to spoil anything. Sometimes that's impossible, but I'm trying my best over here. Yeah, Seattle Day 1, I'm pretty sure, is where I'm going to go. The Nix's logo. Ah, man. I wish they did the Uncharted 4 port, but let's see if... Okay, I'm not seeing any shader compilation stuff. Okay. I wish signing into PlayStation gave me my save that I have on PS4. Because that has the entire story. Oh, hang on. The music, I'm sorry, but I have to turn it off. I need to be safe. Yeah, 1660 Super should be fine. Story, new game. I'll put it on Lite for now. Permadeath, yeah, sure. Order bonus, sure. Yeah. This is only for the game itself. Yeah, I'll skip everything as usual. Get in. Yeah, I'm going. By the way, okay, now it's compiling shaders. It's behind my head. Let's see how long it takes to compile those shaders. Remember, I've been an hour on The Last of Us Part 1, an hour and a half. So let's see. Compile those shaders, come on. Interesting. If they do it on a per level basis, that's fantastic. Let's go. Okay. Nice. Remarkable. A Naughty Dog game. Yeah, no wonder. Okay. First impressions are good. We skip all cinematics as usual. No spoilers. By the way, the loading screens, this bugs over here. I remember on PS4 it took forever. Okay, it's compiling shaders again. So it's doing it by chunks. So there's probably a lot, but they optimize it in a way to say, okay, you can actually start the game. There we go. Okay. First impressions are good. We're going again to Seattle Day 1 at least, because those have way more difficult surfaces. It actually looks pretty damn good. This is low settings, guys. Low settings, 1080p with, well, FSR3 quality. It's not native. But still, I mean, it loaded very, very quickly, and I never preloaded shaders. I preloaded shaders at the beginning. I'm guessing while I'm watching a cutscene, they're preloading the shaders. But this looks pretty similar to the PS4, actually. I played the PS4 version, not the Pro version, the PS4 normal version. I see a lot more pop-in though. But I'm not sure, I'll have to see them side by side. But the shadows look good, draw distance, some minor pop-in. But the god rays are there. I want to see if there is actual screen space reflections. But so far it's looking great, and I'm not using dynamic resolution. This is completely fine right here so far. But again, this is the beginning of the game, so if I could skip this, I would. Okay, when the reflections show up, that's when it drops. So here, dynamic resolution would be a good idea. Okay. CPU, it's all in the description. But the CPU is being used quite a bit. Not sure if they are preloading some shaders at the same time, but the frame time graph is looking good. VRAM though, we're at the absolute limit when it comes to VRAM. We're at 4 gigs. PS4 uses medium settings. Source? Come on, open the gates! How long do you test one card for? It really depends. Usually I try to get it as soon as possible to the demanding part and then start swapping, but not always possible. And thank you so much, Colorium Cars, for the 40 Indian rupees donation. He says, "Why are good, man?" I don't know what that means, but thank you so much for the donation. I highly appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. No, this is not native. This is FSR3 quality. Okay, now the guitar stuff that I cannot skip. Yeah, no, I cannot skip this. It's probably because they're going to teach me how to play guitar. Okay. Oh, with the mouse, this is so much easier. I'm going to speedrun this. There we go. I did it. We skip. I feel like a speedrunner. We skip this as well. See you later. No context.
Smells fine.
Just grab your stuff and head out, Ellie. We need to go to Seattle. You wanted to hear the song? I'm sorry, but I cannot risk it. I got burned too many times. YouTube just taking down copyright thing my videos, and in some countries you cannot watch them if that happens. But so far it's looking great on low settings. There's even small shadows of objects on low settings.
Hey, is Joel up?
So first impressions are great. It loaded right away. Shader compilation was super quick. So yeah. Hard drive can run. I'm not sure. I'm guessing with a hard drive it will be much worse when it comes to loading screens especially. But I'm not a huge fan though of how FSR3 looks. If you look very quickly, I'm going to put an asterisk over here. It's easy to see with high contrast and stuff. Around the character, you can see that pixelation. We're going to try super quickly XeSS and see if it looks better, worse, or whatever. So there's a lot of options, and you can toggle this and see the background, and they tell you what's demanded and what's not. So in this case, I want to go to display, and here, FSR, let's try XeSS quality. There it goes. Okay, XeSS quality, still happens, but it's softer looking than FSR3. Interesting. I'll keep it on XeSS for now.
Heads up.
I think it looks a bit better, yeah, but some of the trees are more
Let me see if I got this.
pixelated.
You kissed Dina,
She kissed me.
which triggered
Why not
something
try
while you were
4K? Because it's at 1650, but these settings that I'm using right now
protect them.
are above what the minimum requirements say. The minimum requirement says, okay, low settings, 720p at 30 FPS with this graphics card. And we're already above that. The base is 1080p, but with XeSS quality, we're closer to 720. But still, this is what the requirements were saying, so it makes sense.
We're okay.
RTX 2060. The 2060 is a laptop GPU, it's a bit slower than the 1650, so it should work, but at a lower resolution.
I don't want you to think.
Why not pause until shaders finish? Because they don't tell you how long it is, basically. But we're going 3060 right after this. Let me get a little bit ahead and go directly into whatever we need. But looking at it now, it does look like a step back from PS4. So maybe PS4 is actually medium settings. Yeah, especially there's no trails behind.
We can handle it.
So what I'm going to try actually, it's a different approach. So the approach will be, we're using dynamic resolution, targeting 30 FPS at 1080p. And we're going to try medium settings, but without touching those textures, because, well, those textures, that's going to make us suffer. Very high, high, medium. And those textures, frick them, frick those textures. Texture quality. Oh, you can, okay. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, they put the level of detail on different things. For dynamic objects, characters, and environments, and texture quality for dynamic objects, characters, and environments. This is fantastic. I wish more games separated that, like shadows here. The shadows from spotlights, the shadows from the sun, the point lights. This is great. This is actually fantastic options. GG. But we're going to lower those textures together to low because we only have 4 gigs. So basically medium preset with low textures. Impressive. I now understand why Spider-Man 2 runs so poorly on as a PC port. Let's go. So 1080p medium, low textures. Let's see how it goes. Medium preset, low textures, XeSS, dynamic, res 30. There it goes. Yeah, we're doing 4K later. But let's see how dynamic resolution does.
No. Where's Maria?
Yeah, it does have FSR3 Frame Gen. But with 4 GB of VRAM, Frame Gen is not a good idea, in my opinion.
Excuse me.
Ellie, there you are. Come here.
So yeah, let's see if the dynamic resolution can work its magic. Yeah, we're doing 3060 right after this, don't worry. Okay, compiling shaders. Great. Yeah, it compiles shaders very quickly. I'm pretty happy that they put that as separate for each level.
When you go out, I want you to trade off with Tommy and Joel.
But I'm trying to look at those shadows, man. That's good.
Where do I meet them?
If you go up to the
What I
next
think is
exit,
missing
schedule a
is
ride
the
with me.
footsteps
Watch yourself.
staying on the snow,
Tony said
I
he was
think.
infected recently.
Of course. I was gonna check out the creek trails. I'll need
When
some-
will the green version come? Probably in a few hours. It's a 100 GB game, and it doesn't have the Nuvo, so...
Dina's done it a bunch.
But if you want to buy this game and at a cheaper price and support the channel at the same time, there is an affiliate link for the Instant Gaming webpage
Can I talk to you for a
in the
second?
description and the pinned chat. If you live in South America, it's super cheap.
Look, I don't know what's going
Personally, since I'm from Uruguay, it cost me like $25
on.
on
Guy really
Instant
cares
Gaming.
about you.
And for
I'm
North
sure he
America, I
can
think it's
fine.
40 something or 50. So
Yeah.
if you're interested,
Yeah.
there's a link.
Okay. Okay. Sorry to pry.
But that's basically it.
Be safe.
Thanks.
Yo, Dina.
But this is a game that actually doesn't have ray tracing either.
We could-
And again, it was built with PS4 in mind. And that thing you saw behind me, okay, this part. I never played this on the PC, so I'm happy to have mouse aiming.
I mean, frick. Don't tell your mom.
But I'm basically going to be an aimbot playing this
No, you little shit.
in comparison to when I played this on PS4 and then on PS5 to check that
Oh,
out.
you like that?
They suck. Yeah, unfortunately this is not skippable, but that's okay. I already got the hang of it.
Eat snow. We're winning.
I hate that when you go New Game Plus, they still make you play this part. Okay, there we go. 0 versus 10.
Shrimps. How's it feel? No. Get her.
With the dynamic res actually works pretty well so far. Again, Seattle Day 1 is the nemesis.
All right, we actually have some work to do.
Ok.
Scram.
Qué loco, Joaquín. ¿Me podrías pasar el link? Bueno, no. Lo busco ahora. What the hell? Guys, you're free to co-stream this stream, but please leave the link to this live stream in the description, at least, and say, this is not me, this is Santiago. That's all I'm asking.
Nice you assigned us together.
So I have no problems with that, but just make sure to leave credit in the description.
Hey, ladies. I'll bring 'em in.
Sí, tengo un cambio de idiomas resarpado. Sí, hablo español, soy de Uruguay. Yeah, guys, I speak 2 languages. But English is taking over my life. Which is fine, I've been learning English since I was like 3, and I'm now 29, so 26 years of experience. Yeah, we're doing Frame Gen in a moment. Just let me get a little bit ahead. Can you turn on Frame Gen? Yep, I will. Don't worry. You have a wife? Of course I do. Everybody does, right? You speak 2.5 languages? Dang it. He won. Oh, okay. I forgot about this part. This part is so boring.
Come on. This way.
It's cold. You sure you don't
Okay,
wanna
but
do
what
this
I'm
one
seeing...
out?
Okay, there is actually the trails on the snow. That's fantastic.
Can't wait.
And you don't want to just tell me?
You need to see it.
But now that I'm standing here, I think it's a good time to actually start testing settings. So what I want to see first of all is what's the difference in performance between medium and low, very quickly, to see if it's worth going to the low preset. So I'm going to disable dynamic resolution, so we have a consistent pixel count. So XeSS quality. So with XeSS quality at this scene, we got basically 36 FPS. And if I go to the graphics options, if instead of medium, I go to low. Okay, it applies it in real time. It goes from 30 something to 42. Yeah, okay, 36 to 42. And you can see the difference in real time. Medium actually I think is worth it, especially for the depth of the scene. Then high, a little bit better. Whoa, sorry. Then high. Okay, a bit better draw distance. If you see displays on medium, it looks like that. On low, it looks like that. And on high, there's a bit more detail. Then on very high, I'll have to look closer in other parts, but probably the draw distance is a big factor there. But even on high, I can get 30s here. Again, it's not representative, but yeah, I think medium is the best of both worlds. Wow, it's the one in the middle. Oh my god. And while low just removes some depth to the scene. So I'm going to keep it on medium on this card. But according to Sony, they say, okay, this card that you have right now, the 1650, is a 720p 30 FPS card at low settings. So let's see if they were right. So 720p with DLAA and the low preset. So the low preset at 720, this is what Sony says, okay, this is what, with this you should be getting 720p 30. Again, their words, not mine. And at 720p we're getting a much higher frame rate, way worse textures, of course. But 720, low, native. So yeah, I mean, it does run way better than what they say, but I'm not in the Seattle day one that is way more detailed than this.
What are you doing
So, yeah.
wandering around out here by yourself?
I mean, 720 seems to be a cakewalk. I'd rather do 1080p with dynamic resolution.
I feel like the farther south we go.
So yeah. Again, what I would do in this case, with the little information that I have, 1080p, because it's clearly capable, at least right now. Dynamic resolution 30 using XeSS. It looks a bit better than FSR, in my opinion, at least in this game. Then when it comes to the graphics options, again, in my opinion, you should put it on medium. That's a good amount of detail. Yeah, let's keep it on medium overall. And that's basically it. Then we're going to try more things, but medium, the medium preset with 1080p dynamic, targeting 30 FPS, I think is the best we can do. Am I missing something? No, we're good.
Prettier it's gotten.
And this gives
Wanna
us
keep going? Just drive all the way to
better
Mexico?
visuals, although we're dropping here. Let's see if the dynamic
See Manny's
resolution can
hometown.
fix it.
Yeah, I don't see that living up to.
Maybe I went a little bit too hard with the textures. Yeah, we're doing frame gen right after this. Allow me a moment. Texture quality. Yeah, no, barely a change. Environments. Okay, the level of detail. A classic. Okay, instead of doing that, I'm going to keep it on medium, like before. And let's see if FSR 3.1 fixes the problem. Okay. So XeSS looks better, but performs worse. Let's do a 900p base resolution instead. That should fix it. Yep, 900p, as promised. Okay, that did it. So 900p, medium preset. Dynamic res 30 FPS. And what else? What am I missing? Oh, FSR 3. And just before continuing, because most of you guys are asking for it, we're going to try frame gen. But again, with a base of 30, I don't think it's worth using because input lag. But still, let's try it. So 32 FPS without frame gen. If I enable frame gen, what happens? Let's see. So for frame gen, we have FSR. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay, and with frame gen, oh, we get 50 something. Oh man, the input lag. Jesus Christ, the input lag is insane. You guys don't... Yeah, no, this is worse than playing on than streaming it. from the cloud. This doesn't feel... Oh man, the input lag. I never recommend Frame Gen because of this. But hey, if you think only bigger number better, well, you can enable it if you want to, but again, I'm not a fan of that
In the dark.
at all.
Yes.
The base frame rate is way too low. Oh, how much FOV I can add? That's a great question. Let's increase the FOV as well. I'm playing on a PC at the end of the day, right? Where was the FOV? It's probably in accessibility. I hate when I cannot find something. Camera shake. Oh, here. Motion blur intensity has to be right here as a slider. Where is it? I saw it in the graphics menu. I'm pretty sure. Accessibility, motion sickness. Gotcha. Thank you. So camera distance. Oh, and the camera. Okay. You can make the camera go away from the player. At the same time, you can increase the FOV. Okay. Let's add a bit of FOV and make the character a little bit more distant from the side of the screen. And let's see what it does. Oh, that's way better. Way better.
That far.
Yeah, now the character is no longer half the
She
screen.
seemed out of it these past few days.
It's also on the graphic settings. Yeah, but I couldn't see it. I don't know what happened there.
Freaking me out.
I'm not being weird.
Max FOV, fine. I'll do max FOV. You guys love that, don't you? Yeah, it wouldn't be PC gaming if I didn't put max FOV. There we go. It's not bad actually. Max FOV. Like a real PC gamer. Let's see if there is screen space reflections. Yes, there is. Okay. Yep.
Are you breaking up with Mel?
Excellent.
What? No.
But now I'm going to disable Frame Gen because again, the input lag
No,
is
thank you.
killing me, especially with a mouse. With a mouse is way more
I'll be
obvious.
as graceful as you.
So I'm sorry, but yeah. So for the people that want Frame Gen, yeah, you can use it, but please don't do it at 30 FPS. Jesus Christ.
Clearly.
The input lag. Oh, that's so much better. Thank you.
What is
Microphone
that?
name, Yeti
fine.
X.
It's too high.
Come on. Hey,
Why people are so insistent on using Frame Gen with a low FPS base? Well, I tell you why. It's
stop
pretty
looking
simple.
down.
Bigger number better. That's the logic. So it looks smoother,
Do we have
but
to go back this
there's
way?
input lag. So
Consider it an opportunity to work on your feet.
some people are not that
I'm gonna
sensitive
work
to
my
it.
foot up your
Personally,
ass.
I'm very sensitive to
Abby.
input lag, but again,
Stop flirting.
to each their own. I'm pretty sure it's just a matter of bigger number better. GDDR6, some pub. Cinematic. I can tell most tiny input lags from cloud gaming. I mean, yeah, it feels like worse than playing from the cloud
I don't give a
with that on.
I'll do the whole thing on my own.
How can you know when shaders finish? It's in the loading screen. When the shaders finish compiling, the loading screen will fade out, which is what it did. So there's no way you can play the game without compiling those shaders. The game will just tell you at the bottom right corner, hey, compiling shaders. And that's only happened in the loading screens. So it seems that the game compiles shaders for the level that you're going to play. But so far so good. And I think medium settings is worth it because of the extra ambient occlusion that they put. But dynamic resolution, I would say, is a good idea, because when particles show up, especially,
You alive?
you're going to notice FPS drops. Now, I'm not going to play for 2 hours at the moment. I just want to get a little bit more ahead, at least when combat happens. Also, the max FOV is giving me some graphical bugs at the edges of the screen. So let me tweak the FOV, because it's a little bit too much. I had to try the highest. 1 FOV, sorry, camera distance 2, and the FOV a couple degrees. There we go. And I think it even helps with the performance in this case. And you can find my CPU, GPU, all that in the description. No worries. Yeah, there is shader compilation, but only in the loading screens. And it's very, very quick.
Oh, shit.
No, I wanted to transfer my progress from PS4 and PS5, but logging in with my PSN account doesn't give me my saves, so unfortunately I cannot do that. What I'm going to do though is, while I'm changing GPUs, I'm going to check online if there's any save files with the game completed, so I can choose the scene. Alt to dodge. That's a weird choice. Just going to run away. Make it quick. I tried 1080p medium. It was too much, even with dynamic resolution. Okay, there's even mouse control in the smaller menus. That's fantastic. Do we have a flashlight?
How do I get out of here?
I cannot see anything. I'm blind. Oh, duh. Of course, the yellow cable.
This is a bad idea, Abby.
Yeah, left alt. Okay. You always set alt to dodge. Personally, I like using control to dodge and C to crouch, but that's just personal preference. You can tweak it as much as you want.
Look out.
I'm just going to run through them.
Okay. It's gotta be close.
Control to crouch, alt to dodge for you. Awesome. Completely forgot about this section. Oh, of course. Yeah, I think my room is way too bright and I can see only reflections from my screen. Okay, the listening thing. It's okay, I'm playing on easy. It's weird to not use R to reload. Oh, I can grab them. Yeah, of course. But so far, guys, I'm super impressed with the performance and how the game runs so far, and how it handles shader compilation. Mouse and keyboard works really well. I don't know what the flashlight button is though. We'll see. Which button is reload? Is without aiming, hit left click and you reload. It works the same way with a controller. But you can rewind it if you want to. That's not a problem. Oh, okay. I was running, but I'm playing on easy, so... Change the crosshair to dot, please. It's better. I agree. But I want no dot for this one. I'm just going to run through them. And now the frame time, as you can see, is a bit all over the place. That's because basically the dynamic resolution is kicking in. So maybe keeping it at 720 makes more sense. But it's a bit spiky because of that, basically. So I think it's time to swap to the next card, honestly. As soon as I skip the next cutscene, we should be good. But so far so good. Okay. And now it's daytime, and we do have a reflection there. Is there an option to force 30 FPS? Yes. Yes, there is. I can show you, actually. You go to graphics, sorry, to screen, VSync off, on, half refresh rate, 1/3, or 1/4. Let's put it on half well, in this case I'm in a 144 Hz screen, but the option is there. That's what I was trying to say. 1660 Ti, probably 10 frames ahead, easy. So 1080p. Oh, you're playing it now on Steam Deck? Yeah, Steam Deck right after this. It's verified on Steam Deck, which is good to see. Hopefully the default settings are good.
Do you miss being with him?
But it looks very damn good.
Jesse? No. We've been together for so long.
Anyway,
Jesse's
let me save and we swap cards. So my current, with the little that I've seen of the game on this card, I'd say 900p, FSR 3, dynamic resolution targeting 30 FPS, and then when it comes to graphics, the medium preset appears to be fine. So put it on medium and play at 30 FPS. 60s, I don't think we can do it. Let me very quickly try that. I forgot about 60 FPS. But again, we're playing on a 1650, the minimum requirement. So it's doing way better than I expected, honestly. Let's do 60 FPS targets with dynamic res. Very quickly, why not? Okay, so 720, low, dynamic res targeting 30.
I love his parents.
Sorry, 60.
They will always be family, but
Okay.
we were just on autopilot.
I'm not sure we can maintain this, but there you go. If you were interested, whoa, not those W's.
Hey, how come we
Yeah.
never talked about this stuff?
It worked.
I don't know. It didn't feel...
So if you don't mind playing on low at 720 with dynamic resolution, I mean, seems to be fine. But again, there is more demanding parts in Seattle that have more reflections and stuff. So this is just first impressions.
Okay.
So let's do 3060 and then 4060. So Alt F4. We shut it down and we swap GPU. One sec. Doop doop. Here comes the magic. Here we go. Yeah, I'm using the latest drivers that are optimized for The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, I'm trying to put more stuff in there. So people asked me to put stuff and I did, sure. And I put whatever I found. The panda is cursed, it's not a panda. It's from Black Myth Wukong. But it is a bit cursed, yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the Iron Man. The Lego one that I glued together. So I don't have to build it again. Here we go. 3060. And I'm going to do 1080p DLAA plus very high. I think high will make more sense, but again, we're here. We might as well do it. Your case is open, does accumulate? Yeah, of course, but to be quicker for swapping, I'm doing it like this. So far, it seems way better optimized than the first, which I'm not surprised, because The Last of Us Part 1 was a PS5 game from its roots, and this one is basically a PS4 game that was improved for PS5 later. DLSS without upscaling. So DLAA. There we go, DLAA. And on the graphics, I'm going basically on very high. We have 12 gigabytes of VRAM. So yep, the very high preset. And let's see what happens. Exclusive full screen, yeah. All this is correct. Let's go. Very high is basically ultra in this case. No, this is not DLSS4. This is DLSS3. Okay, it allows me to skip the logos. Thank you. Okay, it's going to compile shaders now. And if you want to see the 1650, rewind the stream and you'll find it. There's no PSN, you don't need to. They allow you to skip it. They asked me if I wanted to log in, and I said no, and they were like, okay, skip. And again, when you're loading any level, the game will compile those shaders, the necessary ones for that level. I think the rest of it usually happens in cutscenes, but so far I haven't seen a single stutter spike due to shader compilation so far. So far, so good. Let's continue. Okay, so 1080p native on the highest settings.
Miss being with him? With Jesse? No.
Yeah, you can drop it to the
Done it for so
50s.
long. Look, Jesse's great.
I'm pretty sure
Love his parents.
high makes more
They
sense.
will always
But again, we're
be
talking
family,
about
but
native
we were
resolution
just
over
on
here.
autopilot.
Steam Deck went right after this live stream.
Hey, how come we never talked about this stuff? I don't know. It didn't feel.
Oh,
You never really talked.
it
to me
runs way
about
better
that.
than I expected.
I
You found the
guess
PS4 official settings?
there isn't much
What
to
are
talk
those?
about. Yow. I got the impression.
Again,
that you didn't
we
really
need
like
to
me.
go to
I don't care about her one way or the other.
the chapter that you're in Seattle. That is a little bit
Okay.
ahead.
No,
quite a
I
bit
think
ahead,
she's a
actually.
talented artist.
But I'm just trying to
grown to like
run
attention
past
and
everything
praise.
very quickly.
Well, that's so big of you. And I think.
Yeah,
she's
then
like-
we can do 1440p pretty easily with
Interesting.
upscaling.
Shut up. Okay.
FSR4, it would be nice. But I don't have an AMD card that can do that.
You can tie Shimmer up here.
Yeah, it does have Frame Gen. Yeah, actually, I get why Nixes had a horrible Spider-Man 2 PC port. They were polishing this.
You're gonna point at your face, aren't you?
I mean, this couldn't come out in a bad state just because of how much of a horrible state The Last of Us Part 1 came out on PC. It was just way too rough. And also we're getting the season 2 for The Last of Us TV show. So I was expecting this to come out here.
What do you think of this view?
But the frame time, top notch. That's a top notch frame time.
It's pretty nice.
No, frame gen does not look better if you have more VRAM.
This route has its
It's just a voice crashing, basically.
Where do we sign in?
Yeah, 3060 is a great GPU. And with the highest settings at 1080p, we're using like 8 gigabytes at the moment. But again, I gotta get to the Seattle part. If I find a save... Oh, and we have actual mirrors. Look,
Jesse? Eugene.
that looks pretty good.
Oh, Eugene. Man, he was funny.
Yeah, there are NVIDIA drivers for this game. I downloaded them right before I did this.
May we all be that sharp.
So those are installed. The game ready drivers, everything is up to date. As usual, let me pass, please.
Through here.
What I need to find is the flashlight button. Yeah, I think high makes more sense. Very quickly, let me check that. Let me see how high looks like, at least in this very particular moment. So if we're looking at Dina here, if we're on very high, it looks like this. On high, basically the same. On medium, we lose some minor depth to the shadows. And on low, many shadows are missing. Oh, there's very low as well, which removes some of the shading around the characters. Medium, high, very high. Yep. But cool. In this particular scene, not much of a change. Although from very high to high, we get from 92 all the way up to 104. So we get quite a bit more frames on high. So I'm going to try that, don't worry. Let me get a little bit ahead. T is flashlight. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, top-notch optimization so far.
Sign us in. What was this place?
Okay, this casts shadows, that makes
Used to be a
sense.
radio tower.
Let's see, if I hit T, what happens to the performance? 74. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple extra frames with the flashlight off, but keep in mind that it casts shadows, so...
No sign of
And there's a transparent glass.
or not
That's pretty taxing, even in other games.
Seeing a storm.
But I think by just going to high makes more sense than using upscaling in this case. Let's see, very high. Okay, high, I notice a little bit worse level of detail. Medium, barely a change there. Yeah, some stuff, yeah, especially the draw distance is what I'm noticing that is changing. So let's put it on high. I think high makes more sense and we get a good performance improvement. So we're on native resolution at high settings with 16 times anisotropic. There you go. Instead of 50s, we had 60s. Looking at this glass. GG. What about 1440p? Do you guys want me to show you 1440p? Actually, I'm going to do a poll. 3060 and 4060 owners. What resolution? I'm going to try both. 1440p, 1080p, 4K. Okay. So I put a poll up there. So people that have 3060, 4060, tell me which do you use?
Come here.
Which resolution? I'm interested. I think 1440p is going to win, but
Town
who
up
knows?
ahead's our last stop.
Heavily depends on performance,
Take a
I
look.
guess. But so far,
I
looking pretty damn good.
see,
Impressive.
Strip mall? Oh, with the supermarket?
I'm thinking very high is pretty taxing, just due to the fact that
There's
we're
the
probably
tower.
above the PS5 settings
The big
on
tower
very
thing?
high.
Yep, that's where the next lookout is. Let's get back to the horses.
1080p 51%, yeah, 4K 6%. And there is 300 boats. That was quick. I want you to test 4K, I will.
Question.
I test everything.
Clothes yesterday?
Can I fall from this and survive?
No judgment.
Ah, the game forces me to use the rope.
Patrol,
Fine.
you know? We're here to kill infected, not to look fancy. Still look nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it's working pretty damn well so far. But again, I want to get to Seattle. Seattle is way more demanding. Usually. But it's nice to have first impressions as well. I'm using DLAA, but I'm going to clarify that this is native. We're using DLSS basically as anti-aliasing. It looks better than native in that case.
I think we should go out like Eugene. From a stroke?
But maybe in this case, if you want to keep it at 60 with these settings, maybe you can use Dynamic Res 6 FPS with DLSS as the upscaler and you should be good to go.
You'll probably die from
For
hypothermia
those
during
smaller sections when it drops hard,
I am wearing
like here.
boots today.
Yeah, we can change the DLSS to the transformer model, but I'm going to do that at the end. Because I want to keep everything stock before doing changes. Just to make sure there's no bugs there. Sometimes
Hey, should we check
it doesn't
these
work
houses out?
properly. But I'm pretty sure this game will benefit a lot from the transformer model.
Fuck,
Mm,
the temperature dropped.
yep, you should be fine, Itoko. Oh, here comes the part where
Easy girl.
I thought we were going to fall off the horse. Never mind. Okay, YouTube, don't show this. Let me freaking skip the cutscene, please. No spoilers.
Looks like
Man,
infected did this.
reminds me of my childhood. Bloody
It would take to bring down a horse.
and all wounded up.
More than one. Where the hell are they?
Let's go find him.
Okay. Long gun. See, this is what I'm talking about. They put actual mouse control even in these smaller menus. That's pretty awesome.
Dina, this way. Runner.
4060 went right after this one.
It's down. That's one.
You can hide blood in the settings. I'm not going to do that. If I'm playing The Last of Us, blood has to be there. Okay, screen space reflections, nice. Yeah, this is looking pretty damn good, guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing to think that this is a PS4 game at a base level.
The way we came in was barricaded. How'd that runner get
I mean,
in?
how do they make games from this gen looking so good?
What's the most infected?
I know it's art direction and the fact that it's not an open world, but
Gotta
still.
be the one I had with Joel a year or so ago.
I miss when games try to look good
Dozen?
just because of art.
You?
Yeah, shader compilation is super fast on this
There's a
one.
group passing through. Fuck. Dina, this way. More runners.
Funny, they don't hear me
Let's see how it goes.
running inside that building. But that's okay. Yeah, it seems to be running better than part 1, definitely. CPU usage, it's okay right now, unless it's compiling shaders. But that is on the loading screens. Let's use guns now. Yeah, definitely I aim way better than with a controller. Never mind. I forgot I have to reload. You know what, I'm going to shut up and just shoot him.
What are you doing?
There we go. I missed on purpose to build up tension. Of course.
That all of them?
Okay, so in this short poll, 1080p, 1440p, 4K.
We've still got
Let's
to
end
the
it.
supermarket. Let's keep circling the building.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. I'm sorry, guys. So as I was saying, 3060 and 4060 owners, 52% of you 1080p, 39% of you 1440p, 7% of you 4K. So since we're at 1080p, and many of you guys asked me, we're going to try something else, higher frame rate. So some of you guys maybe want to play it at 120 or something. Let's try it with dynamic resolution. I'm at a 144 Hz screen, of course. Instead of using dynamic res, actually, let's just try DLSS. So 72. Maybe balance with medium settings. There we go. Texture quality on the highest. Okay. 1080p not native. DLSS balanced. Dude. Medium preset. And let's see, higher frame rates. Okay. A good alternative.
Ellie, help me.
Do I have to move a crate or something?
Alright, go ahead.
Medium preset. High textures. Thank you.
There's a hole in the roof over there. Here.
2050? Yeah, the 2050 is lower than the 1650, but at 720p should be doable.
See? Alright. Let's figure out how to get in there.
Well, see, on a frame rate like this, you can actually use Frame Gen. You still feel the input lag, but it's an option if you want to. The base frame rate is way higher, so that will be a better solution than using it at 30 FPS. That makes no sense.
Ellie, are you clean?
CPU usage seems to be pretty high,
Just banged up. Please, guys.
but not as bad as on part 1. At least not yet, because I haven't gotten to the city.
Heal.
Yeah, I'm going to show you Frame Gen in a second. Let me grab some stuff.
Back there? Actually, yeah. Nice.
How to crawl? Here. Hold C. And you should be crawling in. Okay, we good. Anything else? I always forget this, where to go here.
See any way to that roof? Not sure.
I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, I remember. I was stuck here way too long when I played this for the first time.
This way.
I love this trail. Man, the details. Does it work on a hard drive? It should, but considering everything that it's loading in the loading screens, my guess is that it's going to work, but the loading screens will be much longer. Okay, what else? I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. Yeah, I finished it multiple times. Okay, I cannot climb up, back up. Oh, of course. I forget that I can interact with things. I'm pretty sure you can push this somewhere. Or maybe I have to wait for Dina to do it or something. All my specs are in the description, guys.
Hey, got some alcohol.
Yeah, of course. This is to show you how to heal, basically. That's why I couldn't progress.
Fix yourself up.
Heal. Healing means wrap your arm with a bandage.
I see spores in there.
No, no transformer model here, but yep. Hey, Gustavius Twinkleberry, how's it going? Nice name, by the way. No, so far it's a great port. First impressions are awesome. GG.
That's so sweet.
Nixes did its homework over here. Thank God Aaron Galaxy. I'm pretty sure Aaron Galaxy started making this and then Nixes took over. So I'm pretty happy they did that.
Is this part of the supermarket? I don't know. I think we're above it.
Oh,
Let's get
of
to the
course.
ground floor.
Monster Hunter Wilds when? I don't know, maybe when they release a big patch or something. They're not going to fix it, but still. I like having hope sometimes. Oops, there it goes. Adrián, ¿qué tal? Okay, some flickering going on. Not sure if it's my own flashlight. I cannot skip this, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what. I think that flickering is actually my flashlight. What the hell? Or maybe because I changed settings. That's the only bug I've seen so far.
Fucking clickers. Here we go. Keep it extra quiet.
Yeah. Maybe I should restart the game. But in the meantime, let me save. And since many of you guys are asking, there is frame gen for this model if you're using FSR 3. So very high preset, as you guys requested. 1080p, we're going to keep it on quality, not native, just because we need at least a base of 60. And on frame gen, we can use FSR frame gen. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay, Digital Foundry reports flickering on textures. Okay, gotcha. Very high preset. DLSS quality. FSR frame gen. So frame gen is independent from the upscaler. So let's see what happens. Without frame gen, let me see the base frame rate before I do anything else. Yeah, very high is the highest settings. No DLSS frame gen for people with the RTX 30 series cards or older. So without frame gen, I'm getting 86 here. With frame gen, okay, with frame gen, I'm getting 125. But I can feel the input lag still. Although, way better than the input lag I got when I was playing at 30 FPS, obviously. Oh, great. I'll shoot them. I'm playing on Lite anyway, so...
These blind motherfuckers make my skin crawl. Let's make sure the rest of the building's cleared out.
Yeah, so far it seems pretty well optimized, but again, I need to get to the Seattle part, probably when playing with a 4060 I'll be there. But these are, again, first impressions. Yeah, I don't like frame gen either, but hey, it works. I could shoot them in the face 5 times. So if the base frame rate is above 60, you should be good. But again, I'm not a fan of Frame Gen. Also, one thing I do love about this game as well is how nice the glass breaking is visually. I break all the glass that I can in this game. I did it on PS4, on PS5,
Thanks.
everywhere.
Careful with that. I'm a pro.
Does it play well on the 2060? Yeah, you should be fine. Just lower those textures a bit. You should be good.
They got some numbers here. What do you think? Get the windows.
So we have clickers here. Let me kill them. Yeah, of course. Still a PS4 game at its core. That's why it runs better than part 1 so far. That doesn't make sense because part 1 came out as a PS5 game. This one was also on PS4. Part 1 is not on PS4. It's only the remastered version that is an enhanced PS3 version of PS4. I know it's a bit confusing, but it wasn't me, it was them that made it confusing. They could have called it something else. Yeah, we're doing the Steam Deck as well. Okay, I think I got the clickers, so I can start blasting, right? Yeah. Where else? There. Top notch. I mean, part 1 runs better than before now, but still, you can see all the technical debt it has.
You know what?
Okay, let me remove Frame Gen. I'm getting a little bit dizzy due to the input lag. Again, I'm pretty sensitive to that. So I'm going to turn it off. But it works. It works pretty well.
I'm impressed.
Especially with such a high base frame rate.
Okay. Let's go to the next lookout and take a fucking break. We earned it.
And of course, 1440p. I'm forgetting about the most important resolution. Let's do native first, then we go whenever we need. Yeah, probably 1440p, very high with quality DLSS. Yeah, that's my guess as well. We'll see. So 1440p native. We're going for the high preset on this one. The performance difference is pretty big, and we're increasing those textures. So again, high preset, very high textures, and that should do. And we're at native with DLAA.
Agreed.
Good. At least in this section of the game, we're good.
Do you see a way out?
And we're using DLAA. Where's the rope? I know there's a rope around here somewhere. Oh, I just have to try to open this, and then I'll find the rope. Yeah, we're going 46 in a minute. Just
I won't budge. Okay.
give me a few.
What are you gonna do? You're just gonna hurl me up through that hole in the roof.
Okay.
Oof. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, those are the broken textures Digital Foundry has been talking about. We're going to restart the game. Yeah, those are particle effects. But don't worry, I've been changing settings for more than 40 minutes without restarting the game, so in a way it's my fault.
here.
Yeah, people with high-end PCs complain. I mean, it's part of being a PC gamer in some cases.
That should hold us.
Complaining is part of it, I guess. In this case, I think it's fine.
Get over.
It's just, if I restart the game and that's still an issue, okay, then we have a problem. In this case, I just seen that for a moment and then it fixed itself. Here, again, I should restart and double check that. I think I'll do that. Just make it easier for everyone. Because you can actually skip logos in this game. So Nick says, helped us out on that one. You just hit escape a few times and you're in the menu. How do I change FSR 3 to performance? You have everything in this menu. Yep, restarted the game. Steam Deck, I'm on it. Right after this live stream, we have another live stream. A few minutes later. Man, but I was expecting the worst, and I'm surprised. This is way better than I expected. 50 series cards or the new ones from AMD. I'll go for the 40 series cards actually, or the 40 series. The 50 series is too expensive, and the AMD cards. Honestly, I think a big selling point of the Nvidia cards is the DLSS. I think it has a very good image quality.
Okay, that's good.
But FSR 4 is looking awesome as well. The thing is, there's less support right now for FSR 4. But again, we're playing the beginning of the game. There's a city coming up later and lots of other interesting things. That's why I'm trying to speed run through it as fast as I can and skipping everything just to get there. But good, there's a blizzard, so more effects on screen. Awesome. But as I said before, my advice for this one is to enable dynamic resolution targeting 60s in this case. And when the game drops to 50 something, it'll auto adjust the resolution with DLSS, hitting 60s, and that's it.
Hey, how far away are we? Okay.
But this looks awesome so far. And I can see that with the blizzard, we get a huge FPS hit. That's the particle setting.
This is getting worse. We turn back. We won't make it. We're almost there.
Yeah, I mean, 99% people know what's going to happen, but again, I don't like spoiling things, personally,
Dina, how much further?
because you never know. Maybe somebody doesn't know, I want to find out by playing the game.
Dina!
Maybe, I don't know, you watch the TV show. So, as a game, personally, I'm not a fan of the story, but at the same time, the other things that make it a game,
Where are we going?
top notch. Gameplay, visuals. So on that front, they did a great job. And there are some spikes in the frame time there. Not entirely sure what's up with that. Maybe it's compiling shaders in the background. Yeah, those dips were weird.
I'll get the door.
I'm guessing that's also going to happen once we get to further ahead in the game. There is fire everywhere. You'll understand if you already played the game.
Buy it.
But for 1440p, you can either do this, like I showed you, high settings DLAA. You can also use Frame Gen, which again, it works. I don't like the input lag, so for the people that like Frame Gen, I'm going to show it for a moment. So if you enable Frame Gen, you jump from 60 something to 80 something, but I feel the input lag right away. But the base is there. So yeah, again, not a fan of Frame Gen. And maybe DLSS quality or balanced with very high at 1440p. And that's it. But DLSS quality, I think is good enough. So DLSS quality, high preset with very high textures. There we go. And this gives us a good margin above 60 FPS, at least in this section. And again, very high to very high. I haven't seen a huge difference apart from shadow resolution and draw distance. But again, the draw distance is still fantastic, even on high and medium. Game uses a lot of VRAM for a PS4 game. Yeah, but remember that we also have a remaster, quote unquote, that was made for PS5. That is basically what we're playing. And they made better textures for the PS5. I'm pretty sure that low or medium textures is basically PS4 level textures.
Like what? He said he blew up a checkpoint.
And also we're at a higher resolution.
Killed 3 soldiers.
Oh yeah, I remember this part. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean the PS4 doesn't have a lot of memory by today's standards.
Slow tortured some big Fedra general.
Yeah, 1440p high with quality DLSS I think is the best way, at least on this card.
What do you mean?
Sorry guys, I got disconnected for a moment. I should be back now. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Wow. Impressive.
It's not you, it's me. So as I was saying, I wanted to show you very quickly. Away from this part. I really love this thing with guns that they're doing.
Oh, hello.
Let's just grab stuff. That's Jason Momoa. Come on, man. They've been watching Aquaman while making this game.
Ellie, look at the
Oh,
floor.
this casts shadows as well.
There's more
That's
stuff down
awesome.
You see a way down?
Not here.
Yeah, for this game I highly recommend an SSD. But, I mean, the only thing that should be affected is the loading times. It's not like in this game you're running around at Mach 5 speed like in Ratchet and Clank. But probably the loading screens are going to be pretty long.
What's he got down here?
Anyway, so now that 1440p is out of the way, let's do 4K. For 4K, personally, I'm just going to put it with upscaling on performance. Try to reach that 60 FPS, but if you're playing at 4K, you can probably do native, no problem. Again, we're indoors at the moment, so not a good reference. 4K DLSS performance, high preset, with very high textures. So 4K DLSS performance, and basically the high preset, just put this on high with very high textures. We have 12 gigabytes. And if you have an 8 gigabyte 3060, that is a bit worse. Lower that texture to medium maybe.
A sex den. That's
Maybe force DLSS4. No, I'm going to do it right after this.
For his sake. He was so lonely, man.
Again, indoors, it's fine. It looks pretty damn sharp. And this is DLSS 3.
Oh my god. It's weed.
That's a lot of dead weed.
Yeah, the LCD Steam Deck can do it. Don't do drugs, kids. Hang on, I'm going to hide this part just in case. I want to be safe. They show armpits in this section. There we go. Good thing I already played the game. I know where stuff is. 420 time. No, guys, don't do drugs. Come on. We spoke about this already. Jesus Christ. I'm just clicking heads. That's awesome. I'm loving already how good it feels to play this with mouse and keyboard. It's so much better. Yeah, definitely at 4K I'll use dynamic resolution. We're targeting 60s. Will you try Steam Deck? Yeah, right after this live stream, I finished with the 4060, and you'll have a Steam Deck live stream. So don't worry, I gotcha.
Okay, up this way.
But I'm definitely doing a Steam Deck video, well, stream very, very soon, which means in maybe an hour from now. More bullets, thank you very much.
Okay, you're here.
Yeah, there are some moments where it has big spikes, but those are just before one of these scripted scenes. Yeah, and there's some broken effects sometimes. Yeah, like you see there, those purple things. So when you change the resolution or the upscaler, I highly recommend you restart the game to avoid those issues. Come on, run! Sorry about the spoilers, cannot skip this part. Would FOV affect FPS? If you increase the FOV a lot, yes, definitely. And I'm talking about stupid amounts of FOV. Yes, it's going to affect performance, but I increased the FOV a little bit, actually, over default, so the character is a little bit farther away from the screen, and we have a little bit more FOV. So if you use the default FOV, you should have a little better performance than what you're seeing here. I mean, gameplay in this game is amazing. The story sucks, but hey, what can you do? On everything else that the game is doing, I think it's doing a great job, especially on gameplay. And with mouse and keyboard, I'm super accurate in comparison to using a controller, by far.
Up there, the window! That's our way out! You see a way up there? Here, use this!
Here, use this.
Hey, girl! Push it up onto the cart!
Please look description 13500. Yeah, you can check all my specs down there. By the way, guys, how's the audio? You can hear the game correctly and hear me at the same time. Let me know if you need me to increase the volume of the game.
Come on, goddammit!
You should be able to hear people speaking, but also hear me. Audio is great, awesome. Yeah, I'm experimenting with putting the game louder than in the past, because the games used to be super quiet. So that's a thing that you guys told me. And I'm just trying to get it better. So good thing to see. Okay, anybody else? Got shot by Joe right here, so the story ends. Oh, I just realized, actually, now that it's on PC, we'll have mods. I cannot wait for the modding scene for this game. The real lore DLC or something. It'll be epic. That's so cool. I just realized the potential.
got you. They're close to us.
Yeah, I'm going to reach grassy areas, that's for sure.
Come on.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Head for those doors. Through here, let's go.
Skip this. Okay. Oh, this is a part that they show armpits. That was close. You should leave the golf club scene. I'm not spoiling it. I'm sorry. No, it's not even booba, it's just armpit. That's Wes, according to YouTube, I guess. Ooh, yeah, here comes the famous scene. Yeah, I'm not muting the sound, I'm just skipping ahead as much as I can, so don't worry. I'm not showing the famous scene. Before I do that though, let's do one more tweak. Oh, you know what I'm doing? Actually, I'm going to use dynamic resolution targeting 60 for 4K using DLSS. Let's see if it reaches that target. Yeah, I don't think it will. No, it doesn't drop the resolution enough by itself. So as I was saying, 120 Hertz, maybe 45 or 40 makes more sense. Actually 40 or 4, yeah, 40 will be a good in between. I'm not sure why it says only 45, but that's okay. We're going to leave this on performance and try out the transformer model. I think that will be good.
Okay, Shimmer.
There's no ways nobody got spoilers at this point. Trust me that there is a way. I'm pretty damn sure. So I'd rather not spoil it. Okay. Let's try the transformer model. Now that I saved my progress, let me see if the NVIDIA app by itself, it's already supports the game correctly. Yeah. No, don't optimize. No overlay. Thank you. Graphics. Of course. Of course not. Let me update it. I rarely use this app because I delete drivers and reinstall them. So I forget to update it. Give me 1 sec. Look for game saves. Good point. Yeah, I forgot about that. 1 sec. The Last of Us Part 2. Okay, that's looking good. Let's see. Once this finishes loading. Come on. Come on, NVIDIA app. It should be easy. Okay. I guess I'll wait by closing it. But it does show up, which is a good thing. Yeah, I think it's worth playing. And well, personally, I'm not a fan of the story of the game. But when it comes to gameplay, I think it's fantastic. Do you know what's going on with the game looking all grainy? That's pretty simple. That's because they have a pretty big what's the name of this? There's grain by default on the maximum. So you have grainy graphics by default. So you need to go to graphics and make sure that the film grain is at 0. And the grain will be gone. Same with chromatic aberration. That's what I love about PC. These stupid effects that some people like, but most people don't like, are available here. I think on PS5 actually and PS4 this option was here, but most games don't allow you to touch it on consoles. So they did a good job with that. Because I remember that on PS4 I did disable that. But it looks grainy because of that. You can even see it in the thumbnail for this video, actually. With Ellie with the gun, it's all grainy and disgusting. Well, that's why. Okay, this is not loading. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Oh, they can see all the effects. Gotcha. DLSS override. So let's put it on... Oh, you can actually force one of these. Interesting. The model. Let's use Preset K. This is the one that everybody likes using. So Preset K, quote unquote, the DLSS4 upscaler. So Preset K. And you can manually choose the resolution from this menu, which is interesting. So now we should have DLSS, quote unquote, DLSS4 for the upscaling. So in this case, I'm going back to 1080p actually. 1080p quality, very high settings. I'm going to clarify that it's preset K. And the settings I'm using, 1080p, DLSS quality, graphics, very high. So let's push everything. This should be an improvement over the PS5 Pro version, apparently, but I don't know, I haven't seen any comparisons yet. So this should be above and beyond what they put on the console, at least on the very high setting. We'll see. With the naked eye, I'm probably not going to notice because I haven't played the PS5 Pro version. Yeah, motion blur is great. Yeah, I like per object motion blur sometimes if it's not super intrusive. But it usually is pretty intrusive, so to each their own. Improvement only on shadows. What about draw distance? Okay. Never mind. Okay, the game takes a second to load. Interesting. I think it didn't apply my settings, actually. Or it did, and maybe this... Okay, DLSS balanced. Maybe very high is way too much. Yeah, I think this is just the particles, actually. There's so many particles here. Let me see. If I lower the particles, what happens? Particle density to high. Okay, we gain a couple frames. Volumetrics. Okay, it's the volumetrics. Interesting. Okay, I got you. And thank you so much, Marco Antonio Vermeo, for the 17 Mexican pesos donation. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the donation. Actually, the particle thing is pretty taxing. What about high? Yeah, on high, I get a massive improvement. Like, no joke. I jump from 49 to 70 to 87. Yeah, no. It makes no sense to go to the highest, I think. Maybe it's the level of detail? Oh, it's a level of detail. Okay, I gotcha. Very high settings plus high LODs. Let me see one by one. So let me see. Is it the dynamic objects of the environment or the characters? I'm guessing it's the environment. Let's see. 48. Okay, it's the environment. What about characters? Nothing. Dynamic objects. Okay. So the environment level of detail is a big one. No wonder. High environment level of detail. And that fixed it. GG. No, I'm using a separate computer to avoid a performance hit. Okay. 1080p, DLSS quality with preset K. Oh yeah.
Come on. Please be okay.
Nice and smooth. Yeah, DLSS swapper is also good. But the NVIDIA app, most people already have it because it's usually installed with the drivers. Usually, not always. You can choose not to. But most people are going to use the NVIDIA app.
You're okay. You're okay.
So interesting. Pretty damn good. Yeah, welcome to the stream. What is preset K? It's the model, the preset for the model that does the upscaling.
Joel? Tommy?
Should result in better image quality.
Where is that coming from?
Okay, so if you don't want spoilers, cover your eyes. I'm going to skip as much as I can, but you know how it goes.
Fuck.
Okay. I'm going to skip, don't worry. I got you. Actually, this game is actually a golf club minigame. A game with The Last of Us as an extra. So it's so cool that they put The Last of Us in my golf game. I mean, The Last of Us is just the minigame. The full game is actually golf clubs. There we go.
I couldn't get to the horses. Looks like Tommy took one. Now
You
Maria's
think
got
box
the
cooling
slippers.
will be enough for this game? You'll be fine, don't worry.
Fucking Tommy.
The game won't burn your PC down. That's not happening.
Car or a horse or something.
Okay.
I think you finished the game like 10 times already, mostly on PS4. Yeah, the only thing that bothers me about playing this game multiple times is that I have to redo these sections that is just walking around. And thank you so much, Colorium Cars, for the 40 Indian rupees donation. He says RX 6600 XT paired graphics card FPS. It should be basically faster than this, I'm pretty sure. It'll be a good experience. I'm trying to skip this, but I cannot.
You need to get your backpack.
I hit it by the east gates.
But it's interesting. The draw distance for the environment was the biggest one. So once I get inside the house and we get a checkpoint, I'm going for the next card. Don't worry. But yeah, this part, well, for example, for things like this in The Last of Us Part 1, that I replayed it on PC, I downloaded a New Game Plus save, so I could start with New Game Plus, because I already finished that game on PS5. And I downloaded a trainer to be able to speed up the game in the sections that you have to walk. And that was it. That's how I fixed it. I just press a button, moves in fast motion, and it's basically like skipping a cutscene. And no, I cannot skip this, I'm sorry. How unplayable was 1650? It was completely playable on the 1650. Believe it or not.
I'm okay.
Sí, esto es PC.
Come on.
Yeah, it works on the 3050.
I'll hang out down here.
Thanks.
Okay, I should be on a checkpoint right now. Yep, I am. Let's swap GPUs. So, and a quick summary of the settings I would use on the 3060. Pretty simple. I'm blown away so far by the port. GG. Nexus. I'll show you here. Here it's way easier to configure the game with the launcher. So if we're doing 1080p, go to the very high preset and put the level of detail on high. If you're inside the game, you can put level of detail only on the environments on high, and you should be good. You can use DLSS quality if you want to. I'm using preset K, looks pretty good. You can also use DLAA by doing this. Or put everything on high and you get 60s with DLAA. Then if you're doing 1440p, I'd say DLSS quality is a good option with these same settings. Either high or very high with level of detail on high. And at 4K, you're not getting consistent 60s, but if you put it on performance DLSS, you can keep these settings or high and you're between 40 and 60. It's pretty variable there. Or you can just put it on quality and lock it to 30 FPS. Those are the settings for 3060 in my opinion. Let's now get to the 4060 and after that we do the Steam Deck, obviously, as usual. If modders can completely change the story, we'll be eternally grateful. Just making more content. It feels like a wasted opportunity, honestly, to not have DLC for this game. I'm happy that they put a section where you can just fight enemies. That was awesome. The roguelike mode. Okay, there it goes. Current upscalers based on quality goes right now: DLSS4, FSR4, DLSS3, XeSS, FSR 3.1. In this game in particular, yeah, I agree with that scale. XeSS looks better, but runs worse, unfortunately. Okay, refreshing shaders. RGB 1000 FPS more, yeah, and 10% muscle increase. Yeah, the 4060 should be able to do 4K. The thing is, we have way less VRAM, so we have to sacrifice texture quality, but that's okay. Now, 16 GB of RAM should be fine. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Okay, we're back. 4060 now. And we're going to do 1080p native DLAA plus very high. And I think the environment detail on high makes more sense. It's such a performance improvement. I don't think it's worth going very high. But we're going to do like this anyway. Do you clean your case often? How often do you do it? Yeah, I clean it very often. I'm usually doing that automatically in my brain. Just because, think about it, every time I go to stream, I do a cleanup of drivers, install the latest ones, and in the meantime I grab a brush and clean my PC. Okay. DLAA, 1080p native, graphics, very high. Again, I would lower level of detail just for performance reasons. And that's basically the settings that I'm using. Let's hit OK and play. Do you use any driver and installer? Yes, I use DDU. I have a tutorial on that one, if you're interested. Just look it up on my channel. I show you how I delete the drivers and reinstall them. It's a pretty simple process. This is what I was talking about. Survive through a series of randomized combat encounters in roguelike runs. This makes the game way better, because in the past, to get combat for this game, you had to be in specific parts of the story. With this, you can just do combat. A lot of fun. I highly recommend that once you finish the game, of course. Yeah, I see the RAM on screen, but 16 gigs is fine. Usually, if you have more, Windows can allocate it, tries to allocate more of it. Okay, it's compiling shaders. Which again, in this game is pretty damn fast. They're doing it in a very smart way. Before each level, it compiles shaders. I'm thinking that in cutscenes, they're probably doing most of it, most of the heavy lifting. Because when I watched a small cutscene, the compiling shaders was faster. Okay, here we go. This is too much. There we go. So I'm going to go right away to the spot that I need to. Yeah, Nixes did a great job with this one. There we go. This is it? No, that's not it. Let's ignore that for a second. No, I don't need to reinstall in this case. Until I do like 3-4 swaps, I don't reinstall. I mean, that's a better practice, but it takes way too long. And so far I haven't noticed a difference, as long as each time before a live stream I do a removal and a removal of the drivers before each live stream. It's been okay.
Everything okay?
Just come on down.
VRAM is dead. It's almost all the VRAM, but so far so good. We'll see. Bigger maps are coming. Yeah, we're doing 1440p. Seattle! I got to Seattle finally! Hell yeah! 2 hours in. Yeah, there we go. This is what I was talking about. See? Let me fix it very quickly. Inside level of detail, you can adjust the level of detail for the objects, the dynamic objects, the characters, and the environments. By lowering this to high, I got a massive performance boost. There you go. And this says adjust the geometry quality of environment objects based on the distance from the player, so the level of detail. Just by doing that, you get a massive performance boost. So that's interesting. Let me see if I can show you in a better manner. But this is just for the environments.
We're not.
So let me add that.
Okay, have a little faith.
Oops. Environment.
What
Environment.
about those crazy cannibals you said
LOD
you ran into?
on high.
They came after you guys once.
And there you go.
Maybe these WLFs are connected to them.
What's up with that setting? Quite weird. No, it's just the level of detail. They allow you to do it for characters, dynamic objects, and the environment separately. You can also do them together.
Okay.
But the environment, that is a more complex stuff, makes sense that you can actually lower that. Yeah, 10 FPS with one setting. Mostly you'll notice the stuff into the distance will be lower quality. But again, even on medium, the draw distance is very, very good. Yeah, this looks like the Indiana Jones scene in nature. Yeah. But there we go. This is what I was waiting for. This is the perfect place. This and later on in the game. Better place to test stuff like this on the performance side, because bigger maps, way more detail. So yeah, I'm not noticing popping. And there it goes. There's the grass.
Yeah, I'm getting close.
I think there's a better way to show you this. There we go. Let me see if you can see it. I'll zoom in. So this is what the game looks like with high environment detail, and this is very high. There's more grass, and into the distance there's more detail. This is very high, which is 48 FPS, and high, Instead of 48, we get 65. So yeah, I mean, on medium, you lose a little bit extra grass, and on low, you lose even more. So medium, high, very high. Very high adds a lot of stuff. But again, the performance hit is huge. So if your card can do it, use it. But on high, I think it's good.
Got it.
As soon as I get closer though, you can see some popping with the grass. And I don't know what happened with that stutter. Maybe I changed too many settings. It's very noticeable, but again, the performance hit is pretty large.
Here we go.
But there's a lot of grass, so it's
Turns out you don't
understandable.
know where you're going.
That is such a big difference. When it comes to performance, I mean. I do not know what's the level of detail on PS4. I'm pretty sure on PS4 there was less grass than this. But still. Looking pretty good. Let's do 1440p. Sorry about that. I'm getting carried away. So 1440p. And I'm not doing native in this case. I can just do quality. Well, I'll show you native super quick. So 1440p, native. Wow, it looks way sharper. I like how it looks. GG. But you get 40 something. And I want to keep these settings. I think they are good enough. Let me check high super quick. Instead of 49, we get how much? Okay, 59, a 10 FPS boost on high versus very high. But since we're going to use upscaling anyway, we're putting this on very high with high environments, then the LOD for the environments. And the upscaling DLSS quality. So we're not even using balance, we're using quality. Okay, and this is the Preset K thing, the transformer model. And that's it. If this is not enough, okay, I can see here the particles affect the performance, so maybe high on the particles. And I should restart the game as well.
Yeah. Think about how well we
But this is good enough, in my opinion.
I know. That's what scares me.
What about 2060 Super 8 gigabytes? It should be a little bit behind the... It should be almost the same as a 3060, actually, when it comes to performance. Just lower the textures a little bit, and you should be good. But so far, very well optimized. Very, very little stutters in very specific moments that it just happened not to be restarting the game on. And yeah, I'm pretty damn impressed
Set the
so
keys
far.
Yep. Watch the high spots.
And especially the shader compilation, super fast, very smartly done.
These were soldiers from the QZ. See the Fedra uniforms?
You think it was
So I was expecting way worse after looking at part 1, so
Good morning.
That's
I just wish Sony released
looks like
The
it's
Last of
something up
Us,
there in the wall.
the part 1, but the one that came out on PS4. That was basically the PS3 version with better lighting and
Not
textures.
sure how we get up there though.
That version on PC. And then we could play that one, the PS4 remaster of The Last of Us Part 1. That it was called just The Last of Us Remastered. And then play this version on PC. I think that would be best. No VRAM issues so far. So far so good. $1060, $1070, and $1080. Yeah, it should be fine. Oh yeah. I did this part a million times. Is 2060 good for 1080p with DLSS performance? Yeah, it should be more than enough for DLSS performance. Dude, what am I doing? Are you going to... Oh yeah, Frame Gen, sure. Since you guys asked for it. Without Frame Gen, 75. Oh, there's also anti-lag 2 for Radeon, compatible Radeon cards. So 73, 75 without Dynamic Res, sorry, without Frame Gen. With DLSS Frame Gen, we get, instead of 74, we get, let's see, 85. Not much of an improvement, I'd say. Maybe we are VRAM limited. Let's see FSR. So the FSR upscaling usually works better, at least on low VRAM cards. And with FSR Frame Gen, it has way much of an impact when it comes to the sheer number. So yeah, Frame Gen, not a big fan, especially due to the input lag. But if you want to use the NVIDIA solution, on this card it's available, but you don't get as many frames. It seems to be much heavier on the GPU. I should lower those textures, actually. Let's put it on high. Okay, there we go. It was a VRAM limitation. Frame Gen on. There it goes. It was a VRAM thing. Feels actually way better than the FSR option when it comes to input lag. GG.
Dina, hey, help me up here.
I guess it does have less input lag than the AMD one, but again, I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to do a test on that, but I'm feeling it way less of an input lag. I'm guessing that's the NVIDIA reflex thing. We also make a Steam Deck benchmark right after this live stream. We're very close.
Sounds good.
So I can feel input lag, but it's way less input lag than before. Let me just jump this way. Instead of just shimmying around. But it's so cool to play this on PC, man. Yeah, I think 4K goes next.
I'm good. Just almost died.
Is the link legit for cheaper games? Yes. Although it's for Canada and the USA, but you can choose Europe from a drop-down menu. So yeah, no problem. Just make sure that your region is correct. Thoughts on being ported to Nintendo Switch 2, given it has an NVIDIA chip? I think that's all down to Sony. Maybe at some point, who knows? Yeah, I'm doing South of Midnight, but away from the premium version. Because the premium users, people that paid a lot of money for South of Midnight, can play it today. But today for me is the Last of Us 2's day. Let's be honest, it's way more known than the other game. Not saying the other game is bad, I haven't played it. There goes the map. But again, priorities, because I also have a full-time job. So that'll take a while. Nice. pretty sure I have to go this way. Oh, no, never mind. I remember now. Also, nice rope mechanic. I wish more games had something like this. Looks pretty damn cool.
Shit. Okay.
There it goes. Now I grab this again. Come on. Open the gates. Yeah, in this case I took a day off to do streams because I'm doing this live stream and after this a Steam Deck live stream. And after that research live stream is done, I'm probably going to make the Steam Deck video, so I took the day off, yeah. I think it's worth it. I have a lot of fun with these, and I'm trying to balance full-time job with YouTube. And I also fix computers. You reminded me that I'm actually fixing a laptop. I left it copying files. So I'm doing multiple things at the same time. I'm kind of crazy sometimes. Yeah, all specs in the description. Oh yeah, there's a passcode.
It's a code.
There was a note talking about the passcode. Very convenient. Yep,
Okay.
I know.
When this was written.
Chill out, jump pen. 0512.
The Saravena base. That's something.
Oh, I did it wrong. Hold up. 0512.
Not that one.
Okay, he remembers my keys.
What am I missing?
Ah, my brain stops working.
One of these has to work.
Yeah, let's do 4K. Zero 0512. I was doing something else. I'm an idiot.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to turn off Frame Gen. I think I already turned it off, right? No. Let's turn it off. I agree. But if you want to use it, it's there. It works pretty well if your base frame rate is at least 60. Let's do 4K. For 4K, actually, I'm doing performance upscaling, classic. And I'm going to lower those textures. Everything, actually. And textures, let's put them on medium for now. Yeah, medium textures, 4K, high settings, performance DLSS. So 4K DLSS for performance, high settings, textures, medium. Wish me luck. So far my thoughts, I'm pretty impressed. I was expecting way worse. After playing The Last of Us Part 1.
Hey, come on. Let's get out of here. That crash was pretty loud.
And it looks super sharp now, although I noticed some textures didn't finish loading. But that's because I changed them in real time.
Now what?
I found a note back there. Had some codes on it. Says there's a WLF safe house at some place called
Yeah,
Saravena.
it runs pretty well so far. I'm pretty impressed.
So we find it?
Hopefully we find our first WLF. Get them to talk. Oh shit, look. Saravena Hotel.
And it looks pretty damn good.
Maybe it.
Yep, Nixes did a great job with this one. I hope they can now focus on the Spider-Man 2 PC port.
Fuck Fedra gate?
Very creative. Gets right to the point. Let's get closer and scope it out. Okay, here we go.
Plug in the cable, please.
It's out of gas.
Damn it. Well, what do we do now?
Oh shit. The note.
What?
The note mentioned that there's gas in the
2K already did it.
garage and
Doesn't use a lot of VRAM, but
Courthouse
once you
garage?
start going to higher settings,
So what's the plan for
you'll start
finding
noticing.
these?
Also,
Right
one
around
thing that
and
I'm
see
noticing.
what we see.
Oh no,
Think
never
Tommy
mind.
came through here?
I thought the texture for this UI element was low, but no, it's correct. Okay. Let's do a native resolution test. Okay, 4K native. It's 30 FPS, I know, disgusting, but it works. It's absolute native 4K. It's super sharp. Is too. Five, 3, 4, 5. 5, 3, 4, 5.
Do you know the code?
5, 3,
The
4,
note I found
5.
has a bunch of them. But we need to get power to the
Of course,
gate
no power.
first.
Not that way. I think I had, yeah, this way. Yeah, it's fine. Looks pretty damn good at the same time. There we go, the open location. The famous, well, I'm not sure if it's super famous part. But I spent a lot of time in this part of the game. A lot of time.
Pretty sure we're here.
Ah, nice. We'll mark it up as we go.
There we go. Although in this case, I would use a little bit of dynamic resolution just to keep it at 30s consistently, but
How did they do that?
I can see individual blades of grass into the distance. This is ridiculous.
Or to rebels.
Very, very good.
Seems like overkill.
Well,
So if you want to stay safe, quote unquote, you can use dynamic res, targeting 30, or you can use DLSS quality, which internally will be 1440p. And you can maybe crank up the settings a little bit. Well, or a lot instead of a bit. So 4K, DLSS quality, very high, which again, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. And textures on medium. And you get all that
On the
grass
infested or the
thing
rebels?
into the distance as well. This will be like highest settings.
you're lucky you didn't grow up in a QZ.
And textures on high,
I get that impression.
yeah, I think we can do that. As long as we don't use Frame Gen on top of it. Yeah, good point. Let's put those on high. There you go. And you can get way better performance by putting high level of detail. But here we're actually just caring about performance, visuals in this mode, quote unquote.
One more asshole soldier.
No way. I can't see you taking orders from anybody.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Good point.
GG.
I gotta say, I was expecting the Seattle QZ to be a lot more occupied.
Yeah. Maybe they're all hiding.
Yeah, I
at
mean,
the
just look at
Syria
this.
Arena.
How many WLF you think there are anyway?
Looks beautiful.
Well, at least 8.
If we're lucky.
Before I go and do the Steam Deck,
That'll
the
be
Steam
it.
Deck live stream, let me check very quickly in Nexus mods if there is any save file mod, so I can jump straight into whichever scene that I want to. Because I know one scene in the game that is super taxing, and it has a lot of rain. So it's Nexus mods. One sec. Nexus mods. I'm sorry, I'm hiding my screen because I don't know what could show up. Oh, okay. On Nexus mods, I'm not seeing The Last of Us Part 2, only Part 1. So yeah, when rain happens, that will be interesting. Let me see. The Last of Us Part 2, PC save. This is 2 years ago. Complete save? No, this is also old. Yeah, I'm too. Yeah, it's too early for a save with everything. So probably have to use a trainer for that. But I'm not doing that live. But so far, so good.
Fine. We should stay
GG.
alert. Stock up while we can.
So, whoa. This is not 4K. It's 1080p at 24 Hz. Bug. But, yep. Either 4K, 1440p, 1080p, you can get away with it pretty well. So now what I'm going to do is play this on Steam Deck. It's verified. And I was like, okay, this game is going to run bad, so how could it be verified? Well, after seeing the performance, I'm actually super impressed. So I'm pretty sure on Steam Deck it will be fine. Give me 1 sec. I have to start the next live stream in a few minutes. Yeah, verified is basically at least 30 FPS. That's usually how it goes. I'm gonna redirect you. So you don't have to do anything. Once this live stream ends, you'll be redirected to my Steam Deck live stream, which should start in around 30 to 40 minutes, so I can take a small break. But so far, super impressed. I want to get to the rain sections just to see what happens.
Fedra secured the shit
But
out of
overall,
this
it's running
place.
way better than I expected.
Always had food shortages.
It's clear that Iron Galaxy
Desperate.
made a complete mess with Part 1, but Part 1 was a PS5 game. This one, the base version of the game was PS4 for this one. So it makes sense. My only advice is to restart the game when you do big changes to settings. If you're testing settings and fooling around, that's okay. But if you don't restart the game, it usually has some visual bugs, and sometimes there are spikes in the frame time. So I highly recommend, if you do like me and change resolution, settings, restart the game, just to make sure that everything is going right. And that's it. How do you use DLSS4? You need to enable Preset K using the NVIDIA app, which you can see. I did it before, just rewind the live stream. But it's pretty easy to do and it looks fantastic. And those stutters, again, I think it's because I didn't restart the game.
Hey, I think I found
And the shader compilation is super fast.
See that sign?
They did it very, very well.
That says courthouse?
Oh, Nice work, detective.
Yep. Yeah. Just to be sure, let's quit out of the game. But yep, I'm super impressed. Great job. I understand why Nixes did a bad job with Spider-Man 2 on PC, which I have to revisit actually because they apparently fixed it. I'll keep it the same as before. Yeah, it doesn't compile all of them, but still, they did a way better implementation. Same with Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 just loads everything at the beginning. Here it's, okay, you're starting this map, fine. Here's the shader compilation that is super quick because it's only for this chapter. I think that's way smarter. Actually, one thing that I recommend, I forgot. No Return is like the roguelite aspect. And this probably starts in a place with rain, maybe. I don't remember. Let me see. So this is the 30 FPS quote-unquote configuration. If it starts in a part with rain, we win. Flawless victory, fatality. Okay, yeah, club rewards. Yeah, the planning board. I was so happy when I saw that they added this.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, assault. And then we got the gas station. Let me try that super quick. DLAA is blocked. Well, you have to go to the upscaling, disable upscaling, and DLAA will show as anti-aliasing. Okay, so now I'm loading those shaders for this level in particular, which is usually the first chapter level, but I never play the first chapter on this card. That's why it's taking a while. So again, I think this is how it should be done. They basically load up the shaders for that particular level, so you don't have to wait each time the game gets an update or your graphics card gets an update. Okay, here we go. But again, this is what I was missing when I played it on PS4. This is only on PC and PS5, this mode. You can actually use the combat in the game and have fun. Because before you had to go back to the encounters in the story mode. Right at the face. Am I hitting? Yeah, I was hitting the wrong key. No wonder. And I forget that I dodge with ult. There it goes.
Okay.
Oops. Give you a blue screen. Oh. Yeah, playing this with a mouse feels like cheating. But I'm happy that they also don't have that bug that was in Uncharted 4, that if your polling rate of your mouse was like more than 1000 Hz, you had like a stuttery camera. That doesn't happen here, so GG. Why would I use a gamepad if I can use a mouse? I say it as a compliment. Okay, going back to the hideout. So probably the next level is going to be something more demanding. Let's see if my worries are correct. Yeah, DLSS performance because we're at 4K. Sorry, quality, not performance. Quality because this is the quality setting that I put there. But if you use performance in this stuff, you should be okay. Let's see. Yeah, we're doing Steam Deck in a moment. Give me a sec. You just bought the game for PS5? You didn't know it was coming to PC? Sorry to hear. Digital Foundry tanked this game in the review. What do you mean? On the PC version? So far it's running pretty good. Maybe if you're on the higher end, the very high level of detail option, that would make sense, but I don't necessarily agree with everything that they say. I don't know. I feel Digital Foundry lost quality. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy that plays games. Do you guys want me to use a 1050 Ti on this one? I mean, no problem, I could do it. Yeah, I mean, if you like motion blur, that's okay, but that's it. Bueno, saludos, Juan, compatriota. Of course. Okay. This is running horribly, stutters, LOD issues. I wonder if they restarted the game after testing the settings, because the stutter was gone as soon as I restarted the game. If I changed settings, if I didn't change any settings, it was all good. But when I changed settings and kept playing the game, we had lots of visual bugs there. So yeah, that's why I said, okay, I mean, that's a bug definitely, but that doesn't make the game unplayable, in my opinion. Because usually when you change settings, you tend to restart the game, but by default, it should not have those problems. I don't think that's a reason to destroy a game in the review. How would this game run at 1660? 1080p with quality upscaling, high settings, should be good. Yeah, even here, there's a lot of grass. Actually, the part in the campaign I was at right now, run worse than this. Come on, reveal my position.
Fuckers.
Why is it running better than the first Last of Us? Ah, that's pretty simple. It's because this was made before The Last of Us 1, the PC version. This was original a PS4 game. The Last of Us 1 that we have on PC is not the same Last of Us that we have on PS4. That's basically a reason. Oops. Excuse me, sir. I'll shoot you in the face. That's the neck, not the face. My bad.
Take her down! God damn it!
Okay, I'll do the 1050 Ti. And right after that, I'm doing the Steam Deck. Very, very quickly. I'm not going to waste your time. 1 sec. Here we go. I'm going to update the title because now we have a 1050 Ti as well. It's so weird to put that in the title, but hey. Yeah, 720p low, definitely. Since Switch 2 wipes the floor with the Steam Deck, yeah, I mean, obviously. I would be afraid if it didn't wipe the floor with the Steam Deck. But yeah, that actually makes me... The Switch 2 makes me more excited for Steam Deck 2, actually. Which will obviously come later, but I want to see what the Switch does when it's docked versus when it's on handheld. I'm super interested. Give me one sec. It's loading the driver. There we go. We're in 1050 Ti, believe it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do 720p low preset. Let's put it on FSR 3 quality. Let's see. Latest drivers. No PCIe power connector, all from the PCI Express slot. Let's see if the game launches. Here we go. Okay, the launcher shows up. Good news. 720, 144, FSR 3, quality, graphics low. There's also very low, which disables ambient occlusion. But that's it. That should do it. Can 2060 run 1440p? Yeah, you can. The wallpaper is fire. Well, guys, if you like the wallpaper that I'm using, you can find it in the description at the bottom. There's a link for that wallpaper. Okay, 15 FPS in the menu. That's a good sign. Yeah, this is 720. I'm doing fine, Senzi NS. What about you, sir? Good, Games Lord. Okay, compiling shaders. Classic. It won't take long. Fabri, no sé qué gráfica tenés, pero bajale las texturas si no tenés mucha memoria de video. Y ahí funcionó para mí. You're going to say RIP for 1050 Ti? Let's see. Let's give it a moment. Come on. Compile them shaders. You got this. Oh my god, 200 frames in the loading screen. Oh. Perfection. Okay. Oof, it's rough. Let's try very low. Okay, very low. 720p performance. Yeah, I would say it's a resting pepperonis for this one. But if it was the only way I had to play the game, maybe. Just maybe. But I'm pretty sure this is more of a limitation of the architecture. It's a DX12 game. Usually this generation of GPUs is not super DX12 friendly, to say it in some way. So it launches, but this is what happens. Yeah, I mean, with more VRAM it should help, but again, it's not DX12 friendly, this generation of GPUs. So yeah. F's in the chat for the 1050 Ti. We're now going to try it on Steam Deck. I think that's going to be super interesting.
That building's got something on top.
But this is what our characters look like on the 1050 Ti. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. So far, pretty impressed with the performance if you're not playing on the highest setting. But yeah, overall, I've been having a good experience with it. Maybe later it destroys the performance in the parts with lots of rain and stuff. But so far so good, at least for me, that I have budget hardware. I'll try it on the 4090 later on my main PC, just to see how it goes. But at least so far for me, it's been doing well. As long as you restart the game after changing a lot of settings, it's been fine. So anyway, see you in a moment with the Steam Deck. It will redirect you automatically, so thank you again for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. Si alguno va a jugar así, de verdad. Yeah, somebody's going to play like this for real. Thank you guys. See ya.